It's so dark. It was amazing! Oh wait! There's more! It was awful! I'm back! CGI shit!
I rest my case.
It was fucking horrible!
Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome back to another opening night. This is a continuation of the Tron series, a requested series of reviews by our friend Hipster Hoovie and Jedi, who recommended me watching the duology before the new Tron movie hits theaters. So, last week we took a look at the first Tron, which I ended up kind of digging. I thought it was a cool little world. I liked how the 80s aesthetic of it in terms of the effects and the look of it was really interesting and unique. I like Jeff Bridges as the character of Flynn. It's an interesting world. So, close to 30 years later, we get the sequel, Tron Legacy. This is actually directed by the guy who did Top Gun Maverick, apparently. And so it is sort of, in a way, the first Legacy sequel of the 2010s, you could say. And, yeah, I'm curious what people in the comments think, but for me personally, let's get to what the story is, first of all. It does take place about 30 years after the first Tron. Flynn has a kid, a son, and then Flynn disappears. We don't know what happened to him. The company that was a thing in the first film, he was once the CEO, but now somebody else has taken over. And Cillian Murphy's in there, surprisingly. But then his son grows up, becomes a bit of a hotshot, like a little bit of a rebel, and wants to make this gaming world his father created free for the world to have. Then he goes into Flynn's old abandoned arcade. Like, this kind of set the trope for the Legacy sequels, basically. You know, the abandoned stuff from the first one. The characters who are now old and have a gray beard. They all look like Jake Skywalker. The son or relative to the main character, either as a villain or as a hero, and the strong female character, and all that stuff. This is kind of the first one to do it. Like, I'm shocked that they don't call this the Tron Legacy effect, because while there might have been some Legacy sequels before Tron Legacy, the title itself suggests this was the beginning of the Legacy sequel. It's not like a regular sequel, the Legacy sequel, which is like a soft reboot. So, because, like, 5 years later, we got Jurassic World and The Force Awakens. So, basically, the son of Flynn goes into the world of Tron once again, and this time, it's being programmed by somebody who looks like his father, but actually isn't. A creation called Clue, who essentially has plunged the world of Tron into another land of darkness. And you could definitely tell the game has evolved. That is a major plus. The graphics really took a step up. And of course, he does eventually find his father, played by the real Jeff Bridges, and they have to unite and try to figure out how to stop Clue before they invade Earth. Yeah, the game has figured out how to come to Earth and take it over. That is a scary thought. So, all in all, I'm just going to say up front, I like this one more than the first film. With one exception. The first film is a movie of its time, and I can see why it took forever to make a sequel, because the first Tron was just a unique thing in the 80s that years later, obviously with all the big IP properties in the 2007, Transformers, G.I. Joe, the A-Team, they're all getting these big live-action movies adaptations. Disney's just sitting on the sidelines like, what do we got? We have the Disney Afternoon. Nobody's gonna watch movies based on that. But you know somebody in the boarding room said, well, what about Tron? And they looked at him like, Tron? Really? It's kind of like if we made a sequel to The Black Hole, which, by the way, there is a poster for The Black Hole in the opening, which I thought was funny. But, yeah, like, you could tell they weren't really that invested in Tron as a franchise, as making it a franchise. Even though, like, by the time the advent of the internet, Tron did pick up steam. Tron guy on YouTube, South Park, I believe, made fun of Tron. I don't remember if it was when this movie came out, or, like, late before or after. But Tron was starting to pick up again in popularity. And so Disney probably looked at it and said, alright, well, we'll take a gamble. I think this gamble personally paid off. This is a much more expensive-looking sequel. And not only are the visuals incredible, it's a very creative world, how it's adapted to the modern tech, but also it's got great character developments for the characters from the first one. And then on top of that, the music kicks ass in the sequel. This is done by Daft Punk. And I like Daft Punk, like, they're really, really cool. This was just perfection. Like, this was incredible. What an amazing score. I was really, when I was hearing the score, and I was like, ooh, okay, I can kind of dig this. Like, it was a good score, very Nolan-ish, like 80s Nolan in a way, like kind of that 80s Hans Zimmer kind of feel to it. And it was really adding to the flavor of the world as a game world. It was really fascinating. On top of that, it is a gorgeous looking sequel. Like, the visuals are a solid 10. They are at the lighting. The lights are just so, like, reflective. Like, you can't help but be like, ooh, pretty. I heard people say this movie was incredible in IMAX 3D, which, now I regret this. The same thing with Avatar 2. I regret not seeing this in IMAX. Even though I didn't know much about Tron, so I didn't really want to see it. But now I regret it, because I really kind of got into this world a lot. I did tell it was shot in IMAX in a few places, so it does the aspect ratio crop a few times, which I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest. But with this, it was really cool to see, like, definitely the effects and technology has definitely improved since the first one. Jeff Bridges is once again fantastic in this movie. He is actually a lot better in this than he was in the first one. I love him in the first one, but this one he's really perfected it, and I love how he's always trying to help his son out because he's neglected him for like 30 years. And then to see his doppelganger in Clue, which, okay, so one of the things this movie is infamous for, not only the legacy sequel trend, this was kind of the start of the deepfake actors bullshit, because they used a deepfake of Jeff Bridges as younger to tell backstory and also for the character of Clue. And at times, the shots don't look that bad. Like, they still don't look... They look pretty solid for 2010 deepfake CGI. But there's one or two shots that look so fake-looking. They do not look like a real person. They actually legitimately look like the AI stuff we see today. It's a little bit of the I can't remember what the word is. The suspension of disbelief. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's, the Uncanny Valley, is what I want to say. The Uncanny Valley kicks in, you're just like, ooh, that doesn't look right. And it's funny how, like, 5-6 years later, they would really improve it with Rogue One and getting that down a little bit. Like, the technology, while a little primitive, I mean, this is still better than the Scorpion King and The Mummy Returns, but it is a step forward. It was a progression that was necessary for special effects, and here it's really a good step up in comparison. Like, just go from, like, 2001 deepfake rock to 2010 with Jeff Bridges and Tron, and you see the technology's caught up, and now we're even more perfected now. So this was a huge step forward. And I think it works for the most part. The production design is great. The characters, the new characters, and the look of some of the villains are unique. There's one guy with the cane who's acting like the Riddler, and it's really cool. And also just the fighting got better. The suits look cool. I like how it's practical. And the neon lights that are installed into the suits, because I was concerned that this was going to be not going to be anywhere compared to the first one, but obviously because something I forgot to put myself into is to realize, oh right, this is a video game, this is a video game world, and as technology advances, the game evolves. The game gets better graphics installed into it. So that's when I realized, okay, I can see where they're going with this. I can see why they made these decisions. So to have people in suits this time, while staying true to the original practical, it's showing that maybe the graphics got so good they don't need to draw them anymore on the body. They can just come in like a full outfit. It's like full graphics. Like, okay, cool. But yeah, like this sequel was surprisingly well thought out. I like how, it has like a cohesive story, the characters are engaging. There's a lot here that's really, really good for a sequel to a movie that was like 30 years old. I do have one problem though, and it's something where the first film does have an advantage over this one. This movie's a little too long. At 2 hours, in the middle chapter, I actually started to fall asleep. This was starting to drag for me. I like the first quarter, or the first third. Then the middle really drags, then the ending picks up. And this should have been cut down to at least an hour and 45 minutes. This did not need to be 2 hours long. So that is my only gripe with this movie. It's a little too long, a little too dragged. But outside of that, I still like this over Tron 1. I love Tron. I really liked what they did there looking at that movie last week. But this time, I'm much more impressed with the results in this one. And I think Tron Ares has a lot to live up to. Although I have heard unfortunate rumors, early reviews are out, and it's very disappointing, which is the case for most trilogies. But this one, I really dug this one. So this is a solid, 9 out of 10 for me. I really, really liked this movie, despite that drag in the middle half. This was a solid sequel. So, a huge thank you to Hipster Hoovie and Jedi for giving me these DVD releases of the first 2 Tron films. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be looking into Tron 3. I will probably go see that in theaters now that I'm all caught up on the 3.5 hour recap I just did of the previously on Tron. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Tron series in the comments below. Do you like this one more, or the first one? Are you excited for Tron 3? Let me know, and we'll probably go see it. Now that I'm kind of into this world, I'm alright, I'll go check this one out. So, that's all I gotta say about that. So go support our Patreon. Just more, we'll get you early access to all of our content, as well as other special features. Next up, I'm trying to catch up with a lot of Patreon requests right now. As I watch them, I'm also adding clips for episode 3. But I don't know what's happening next. I gotta look into what's on my list, but there will be more opening night Patreon requests coming up. I appreciate your patience, guys. I know I've been kind of neglecting it for a bit, but it's only because of just how much I've been dedicated to Star Wars and stuff that I want to get this done and over with, but I'm getting back into a routine. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off, and I guess you'll see me at Tron 3, and I'll get my full retrospective of the entire Tron trilogy, the Tronology, as I'll call it. And I don't think they should make Tron 4. I'm just going to say that right now, but we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys when it comes out, and until next time, see you guys later. Take it easy, and it's all in the wrist. There you go, David. You got your shit. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.